What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So I have finally finished the DLC for this game, and I know most of you guys have too, and look, it's safe to say this has shifted so many opinions on the game. In the last 24 hours, the amount of reviews that are going out are insane. All of the people that were genuinely not able to see the light at the end of the tunnel are now seeing it, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about, because after now finishing that DLC, I thought let's take the time to look back on what this means for the future of this game, and also give an overall opinion on that DLC. And we're talking Black Panther stuff, Hawkeye, and all of those cool characters. But I do want you guys to get in the comments below as well, now that we have had that time, at least 24 hours, to kind of feel how this DLC is. So let me know if you have played it, what you genuinely think. I know I did a poll in my community tab yesterday, and I mean, again, a lot of people were pretty much 50-50 with it, but there were a lot of people saying that it was great as well, and then there was like a decent amount of people that said it's alright, and there were very few people that said it's basically just terrible. But let's try and go for one like, one comment, and one subscribe, because I decided to take it easy on the goal today, so that would be cool if we can crush that. So yesterday, like I said, we were all getting super hyped right away as soon as the update came out, before anyone was even able to complete this DLC, and now everyone has let it settle in. Let's talk about what this actually means for the future DLC content and overall game's future. So firstly, I just gotta say, the Super Adaptoid fight was next level, and I do just want to throw in here as well that the difficulty has been changed, meaning now things are actually super effective and things are a lot more rewarding. So if you are one of those people that like a challenge, you would definitely get that with the Super Adaptoid. But overall, that fight was incredible. I don't know if I'm just saying this because we've had Abomination and Taskmaster pretty much just spamming the game right since release, but I can really say that this is a villain I'm quite happy to battle again with. Other heroes for sure, like Thor, Iron Man, and all of those guys. That would be incredible. So that was great. I mean, with Kate as well, and using, you know, the grenades, the missiles, whatever you want to call it, right, with the Archer, that was just incredible, absolutely phenomenal. So that was a big win in my opinion anyway for the devs. Now this has really shone a bright light for the future of this game, because you can't really be oblivious to that. Now sure, there are people that still don't feel exactly 100% with the game, but even those people, especially the ones, I know you guys out there that were saying you uninstalled the game and you did actually reinstall the game, are now coming forward saying that, you know what, the DLC was actually fun and so was the characters. So again, even though you might not really be 100% on the game if you kind of felt burnt since the launch of the game, I mean, again, we can just be honest and say it was a great DLC. Everything was really top notch in that perspective. Now, this is where things do get crucial for the team though, as a whole, right? Now, I do want to say that it is a huge step into what we can say is the comeback of this game and making it what it should have been in terms of popularity, okay? Because the amount of negative reviews that were out there were going right up until more or less this DLC was out. Even though there are still negatives out there, it's still a step right in that right direction. Now, what we can't afford though is a drought again in content. Now, considering this character brought this much attention to the game and it wasn't even an Avenger in demand right from the community, you can only imagine heroes that are going to be released which we know are on the roster, like Black Panther, Spider-Man, right? How big will that be? Now, even when playing the DLC and you save Hawkeye, you just get that feeling that, wow, you know, once we do actually get a few more heroes in this roster, it's going to feel so much bigger and it's going to be a lot more fun to experience the uniqueness of the individual heroes, i.e. abilities, etc. And as a whole, just switching up your team. Like, you might have a team where you decide, okay, you want to have 2 archers on your team, and ultimately just really finding your sweet spot for your idea of what an ultimate Avengers team would be, right? That works for you in whatever missions and whatever difficulty you're playing at. So I think that's the greatness of this game, having that ability to have all these different characters. That's what's gonna make it fun, right? Again, I say Hawkeye, well, Hawkeye you didn't actually get to experience. In fact, I don't even know if he was fighting, right? But not to spoil it for you guys, but you do actually save him. I'm pretty sure 99.9% of you guys know that, but there is a mission where he's essentially just on your team running around with you because you have to go to a certain place, let's just say. But like I said, you get that feeling that, hey, you know, you got Hawkeye on your team right now, you got 2 archers, right? And that feeling alone, again, it just gives you that vision that this is going to be great. Once we get more characters, it really is going to shape up to what the Avengers game we were expecting to be, essentially be. I guess that's what's going to happen. Right now, going back to what I was saying about the drought feeling, firstly, I do want to add that they have already made it clear that their processing times have increased, meaning that they have been able to fortunately adapt to working from home, etc. So things are a little more, I wouldn't say at ease, but things are a little bit more on pace. Now, compared to what happened earlier this year, let's be honest, right, I'm sure they were not expecting that. In fact, no one was. The entire world wasn't, right? So having to have all these tools and facilities in one place to literally not having those tools and facilities, you can only imagine how long it, well, we know how long it took to adapt. So it's nice to know that they have kind of figured something out here, but that's the good thing. But second of all, I still personally do have that fear of the plug being pulled, but even if that was to ever become a real deal, we would only really know that towards the end of next year, if not the following year, once they get the next gen versions out. Plus all of these heroes, you can't really just pull the plug when you know you haven't even got the biggest heroes that are already on the roster out there, right? So you have to release those heroes anyway, I'd like to think, before you can even think about pulling the plug, because if you don't do that, you will never know how big the game could have been, right? But one thing that is for sure is once these characters that are in demand are here, it's going to be great. But in a nutshell, I think further communication from the team, quicker updates maybe for Hawkeye in January, or at least towards the end of January, would be a sweet spot in my opinion. Sticking to the solo war table videos as well, pre-recorded, were definitely a lot better. They were way more informative, so definitely stick with that. And lastly, the most crucial thing that is still in the works, I'm assuming, right, is that we need the roadmap. Once we have that roadmap, once that gets out there ASAP, I'm telling you, once we literally just know that, hey, we're getting this next month, the month after, or just essentially in the next 6 months, this is what's going to be going down with the game, I can tell you for a fact now, we will feel a lot more at ease, because then we have an actual game plan, we know what to expect, we know if it's worth leveling up certain characters a lot quicker, just in case you haven't already, because now we've got to do Kate as well. But that's another thing. I mean, even with the upgrades, right, and increasing your levels, things felt a lot more easier with Kate. Now, I don't even think I'm at level 50. I'm like level 30 something, maybe at level 40, so I've still got a long way to go. But again, ultimately that's my decision in terms of, do I actually want to go ahead and max out this character? Do I feel the need to do that? Or am I going to be waiting, of course, for the other archer when we're talking about Hawkeye? So that's where you get left in that position. But there's so many things that you can do with this character. Are you talking about going for a more effective long range with that character? It depends all on your loadout, right? But overall, fantastic DLC, and it shows that light is there, the vision is there, and it can really shape up to be what we truly want it to be. But guys, leave your thoughts on that. That's going to wrap up this video here. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and adios amigos.